Hey everyone, welcome to a new video, welcome to my channel. My name is Mike and today I have a get ready with me in which I'm going to be chatting to you a little bit about an update about myself, what I have been up to, and also I want to chat about why I am not a project panner, why I don't do that. And I think that's a very apt topic to be talking about because you will hear me talk about some of the products that I will be using. However, if you follow my Shop My Stashes, you know that I was trying to actively hit pan on some products and also to try and use up a couple of products this month. And I'm not gonna give away the progress that I made in today's video. If you would like to see how well I did with some of the products that I was trying to use up, etc., then make sure you check out my Shop My Stash, which will be going live in about a week's time. Because some of these are almost gone and some of these are definitely like I've hit pan on some things. So if you would like to stay tuned and see that, then check out next week's video. Today I'm just going to whack some makeup onto this face. I feel very sort of pale and tired, and I don't know, my hay fever has been through the roof. So that's personal update part 1. So I'm starting off the look with a bit of primer, and that would be the Essence Hydrating Primer. Like I said, I don't want to give anything away in today's video because that's the product that I'm trying to use up, so yeah. But yeah, as you know, it's that time of year where my hay fever is definitely acting up and it's making me feel very tired and very sort of blah. Like I keep having, like one of my eyelids keeps trembling and it's like no matter how much I sleep, it doesn't matter, I still feel tired the next day. And that's usually the case in like April, May. I can be pretty sort of like low energy because of that. It's usually like 2 or 3 weeks and then I'm fine again, but it's probably right now, like I'm allergic to birch trees, so, and it's apparently now birch tree season, I've heard, so that's, yeah, so that's a thing. So that's a little bit about myself. This is the Catrice eyeshadow primer that I've been using, their waterproof one. I'm just trying to use this one up as well, but this is nowhere near gone as some of the other products that I was using this month. And yeah, when it comes to things that I have been up to, I'm so happy. We are about to be like getting some more room to move around, you could say. So our government is allowing us to do some shopping again, to see some more people again. That's going to start later this week. So I'm super happy with that because I'm a little, I am a little fed up with being stuck at home and being able to not do anything other than work. So I did sort of I was a little cheeky this month. I did go and see my niece for her birthday. I went to see my parents. I also actually did some bathroom shopping. In case you don't know, I hope to get my bathroom remodeled. For foundation, I'm using the IT Cosmetics CC cream. So yeah, I needed to finally like bite the bullet and like get some quotes and figure out what I want to do because my bathroom isn't the biggest, so I wasn't sure even what could fit into the space. So I had to sort of get that all figured out, and so that's what I did. And in other exciting news, I have taken up driving lessons again. So in case you don't know, I am not someone who is an avid driver. I got my driver's license when I was 20, but I've never owned a car. So I've never been able to really keep up with it, and I've never really had the opportunity to really drive a lot because I used to drive in my parents' car when I was back home, but around the same time that I got my license, I hardly ever went back to my parents' place anymore. So I also didn't really have a car at my disposal. I lived in the, like right smack in the middle of a city center. And if you know anything about European cities, it's, especially in the Netherlands, it's canals, it's like really small alleyways. There is no parking space. If you want to park your car, it's costing you an arm and a leg. So it's not something that I therefore had the opportunity to really keep up with. So now for work, I changed jobs last fall, and I actually need to go to some places that are just difficult to get to and be there on time if I use public transport. So I am sort of doing a bit of a refresher so I can get a company car and drive to and from home to work, because that's going to be a little easier. Concealer is a Too Faced Naturally Radiant. So yeah, it's just a matter of topping up the skills. And it was really funny because I remember when I did it in my 20s, I hated driving. I didn't see the point of it. I didn't understand why you would want to drive, because hey, I can get everywhere by train and public transport usually. Like, no issue. That's one of the perks of living in Europe, I guess. We have just much better public transportation than most other places in the world. So you don't really need a car if you live in a fairly large city like I do. For powder, I'm using the Essence SkinLovin Sensitive powder. Update on this one, I'm going to be reviewing it. I think actually by the time this video goes up, I will have reviewed it on my blog, so make sure you check that out. I always put everything also in the description box, by the way, in case if I go a bit fast, or if you want to know more about a product, then you can read up on that. And usually I review stuff over on my blog. So if you want to see close-ups or anything like that, then you can. Yeah, so back to the driving. I really didn't like it when I was in my 20s. I just definitely didn't see the point. And now I'm actually having a good time when I'm in that car, which is really strange, because one of the things, like, I disliked driving so much when I was practicing for my driver's license that it's just one of the things I was like, what's the point? I don't like this. Why am I doing this? It was like one of those things that I was made to do by my parents. And I was like, oh, I don't want a car. I don't need this. Like, like I just didn't care. And now I'm like, oh, but I actually quite like driving, and it's actually quite fun. So I think that after I have my bathroom remodeled, I'm gonna have to save up to buy a car. It's like this whole other level of adulting, you guys. It's like, I still don't like cars. And that's one of the reasons why I don't have a car, is that if I drive, it would not be on the daily. I would probably just still use my train card to get to and from work. I would only really use it like if I want to go visit my parents, because they live a little further away from where I am, and also to get to my brother and his kids and wife. Public transport is possible. It's possible, but it is a little bit of a long way round, you could say. So then a car might come in handy just to be a little bit more mobile, I guess. But yeah, that's something I'm now considering doing in the long run, so that I will always have a car at my disposal and I don't have to first go into work to pick up a car and do that. Oh well. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. So lots of stuff that's been going on. But yeah, other than work, and driving and trying to sneak in a couple of social calls, because I hadn't seen anyone apart from colleagues at work since Christmas, so it was definitely overdue a visit. Yeah, that's how long we had been in this lockdown situation, so that's why I couldn't really. For bronzer, Solar Powder Bronzer, if you follow me on Instagram, then you already know the status of this product. However, I haven't updated you on what it looks like currently, so I'm gonna keep it close to my chest and not gonna show you how big the pan is, because yes, I wanted to hit pan on a bronzer in 2021, and I managed to do that. It's already on Instagram, so that's no longer a secret. So yeah, that's a nice bridge, I think, to talk to you about why I don't make like project panning videos. And some people say like, oh, but yeah, you could do this, you could do that. And I'm like, I don't, because I do like to use up product. That's not it. I mean, if you watch my Shop My Stash series, then you know that I do use up product. I hit pan on stuff as well. It's just, I have quite a bit and it's difficult to hit pan. And I am one of those people who, once I've hit pan on a product, I kind of lose interest in it. So that's why project panning just won't work for me. And I also have, well, it's not issues, but I do think, oh, by the way, Kiko highlighter in, this is the Glow Fusion highlighter in 01. This is one of my favorite, more subtle, everyday highlighters. If you want something that's glowy but not too blinding, then this is super pretty, as you can see. And then I thought we could go in with the accompanying blush. They no longer do this exact trio of shades, but you can still get a mauve tone blush from Kiko. This is the Shade Fusion blush in 05 Marsala. So yeah, what I can say about project panning is that even though I like to use a product, and I do hit pan on things as well, I don't want to actively like chase hitting pan. Like, it's not like an accomplishment, I feel, when you hit pan on a product. It just shows that, in my case, this bronzer, for instance, has been around for years in my collection. So at some point you're going to hit pan. If you really love a product, then you hit pan because you love it so much that you've used it so much that you hit pan. That, to me, are legitimate pans. One of the things that I don't like about the panning community, to put it that way, is that some people will hit pan to hit pan. And where, for instance, talking about pan, this is my MAC paint pot. And basically, I use this every single day, and these things are really difficult to use up. This is taking me about 2 years now, I think. Yeah, that's how long I've been using this, but it's still fine, good to go. And I'm just double priming my lids. So yeah, what I've seen so many people do is that, you know, yes, to get more use out of the product, I've also used the product in this, that, and that way. Or they will only go, like, if the pan is like if you take, for instance, this powder, the face powder that I have here from Essence. Not sure if you can see, but I've got a huge dent over here because that's where my brush is the thickest. So that's where I tend to like put my brush in the most. So right down here, that's where I'll probably hit pan first. And what you see some people do is that they will then actively only go into that part of the eyeshadow, or whatever it is they're trying to pan, only that part of the eyeshadow to hit pan more quickly. And to me, that feels like cheating, I would say, because I have never used eyeshadow in a way where I just sort of like dig into the pan. So I've seen so many people where, you know, you've got fairly large pans and then they hit this like really, really tiny circle right in the middle. And then I'm like, but that's not pan, because if you use your brush by like you can also use or pick up product in a different way, and that's not going to get you to hit pan as quickly either. So I'll show you what I mean in a minute when we get to the eye look. I also have an eyeshadow here to set this base. This is a Calvin Klein eyeshadow. And one of the things, so that's, to me, it's like, yes, panning, yes, using a product, yes, I'm all for it, but I like to do that in a more organic way than to go like, I'm going to make a project out of this and I'm going to actively see how many uses it's going to take to hit pan. Well, if you take that approach, then of course you're going to make an effort to use that product as much as possible, meaning that it's no longer going to really be used the way you would normally use it. And that's what I find a lot of the time with project panning people. Not everybody does this, but it's why I personally don't like to project pan. I'm going to show you what I mean. So this is my Urban Decay Naked 2. And this is one of the oldest eyeshadow palettes in my makeup collection. And I've got some good dents in this. Ooh, am I sticking my nail in? No, I'm not. So I've got some good dents in this. But the way I use these shadows, because they are rectangular pans, what I have always done with this is that I start at the top of the pan and then just swipe my brush across. I don't put my brush in one spot and then wiggle it there, because that's going to break up the product a lot more quickly and you're going to hit pan a lot more quickly as well. Now, Urban Decay shadows are also quite tightly pressed, so those are also going to take a little bit longer for you to hit pan on. So for me, panning stuff, using stuff up, yes, but I want to make it part of what I can organically use up because I am using the products, and not, I just don't want to make it an effort you know, to really try and use up products. I have made that part of my makeup routine. Like I had a lipstick last year that I really wanted to use up. So that nude lipstick I wore all the time. So I will sometimes do that with 1 or 2 products, but to do these projects, I don't see how I would still get use out of the other products in my makeup collection because I just feel I wouldn't get round to them. I'm not sure if I'm making sense, but that's just how I feel. For this eye look, I promised you that in my Shop My Stash, because this is all these products are for my Shop My Stash, I promised you I would try and see if I could do a look side by side with the Naked 2 and the Natascha Denona Glam to see how similar they are. So I'm just going to quickly, before I talk to you about what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some swatches off camera so I can make up my mind what I want to do to see what I can do here. All right, so I quickly did some swatches to figure out what I want to do for a look. Because I was like, how are these shades going to compare? So I did some swatches on the back of my hand, and I will just talk you through what I actually did afterwards. So I'm going to throw this look on, and I'm going to do Natascha Denona on this eye and Urban Decay on this eye, just so we know. So let me throw this on, zoom you in, and then I'll be right back. And that's the finished eye look. Natascha Denona, Urban Decay. Do we see a difference? I don't. The Natascha Denona has some more vibrant shimmers, it seems at first, but the Urban Decay ones, when you build them up, can be brought to the same level of intensity, as you can see. I do say the undertones are perhaps a little bit almost lighter, I would say, in the Natascha Denona. The Urban Decay shades have a murkier base to them, I think. The Urban Decay palette is also a little bit more, how should I say it? Not necessarily brown toned, but it has cooler undertones than a Glam does. It's just a hair more cool toned than the Natascha Denona. But yeah, I use similar shades for a reason, of course, so I haven't put all of these shades side by side. But as you can see, if you missed out on the Urban Decay Naked 2, and you are interested in what that can do, then get yourself the Natascha Denona Glam palette, because as you can see, you can just create very similar looks with it. For lips, I've got the Tower 28, what's this called again? Shine On Lip Jelly in Coconut. I'm not sure why this peachy shade is called Coconut. And on the website, this looked more mauvey, but on me, it pulls a bit more peachy, but it actually wore quite nicely as like a neutral shade if I didn't know what to put with stuff. So that's why I wanted to throw it on here. And I'm not sure if you can see that, but I've got a little bit of like hot pink sitting in the middle. That's still left over from when I did that Catrice lipstick video review thing that I posted on Sunday. That's still some of the lip stain. It still hasn't come off yet. But as you can see, this gloss is also very pretty. So yeah, successful look done, I think. I think we definitely put these two to the test. I used like a good 6 shades of each of these palettes, so that's half the Urban Decay palette and like a third of the shades that you get in the Natascha Denona, because that one has 15. I mean, do I need to say more? If you're looking for a good cool tone palette, then definitely check out the Glam palette. The textures do feel very differently, I have to say, and of course with the Urban Decay, I did put a shimmer all the way here in the outer V to create that depth. I personally don't see much of a difference. What about you? I think this is a very overall very pretty look. I have completely confirmed again why I love the Urban Decay Naked 2 so much, but also why I think this is a great alternative to it. So, thank you for, oh wait, I'm already finishing off the video. I'm like, I still have fixing spray. Oh no, this packaging broke, it's leaky. I try to always do that before mascara instead of afterwards. So yeah, that's the Essence Fix and Last Makeup Fixing Spray. So yeah, there you have it. That is a full face of products from my Shop My Stash with a little bit of a chat about how I'm doing, why I'm not project panning. So I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Please give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more by me. I make 3 new videos a week, and yeah, that's it. So I hope you'd like to stay tuned for more. Hope to see you in my next video. Bye-bye.